Hello, welcome to another episode of Xah Talk Show. Today we are going to talk about this device. Okay, so let me show you. So this Nulea trackball, fantastic trackball. If you are watching this offline, I mean not live, feel free to skip around. Okay, so this is fantastic. I'm gonna cover it, and I'm gonna talk about ergonomics. If you have hand pen using a mouse or trackball, and which one is better, and things like that. What is the best way to set up your mouse or trackball and workflow? Okay, to avoid repetitive strain injury. Okay, so let's go. So let me have a drink first. Let me introduce my keyboards. This is Glove 80, fantastic keyboard. This is Ultimate Hacking Keyboard 2, fantastic. It's got a a functional lighting system. So if you can see the color changes depending on the key's function. Ultimate Hacking Keyboard. I use it as a key marker keypad. So I have like 60 keyboard markers. And this is pre-made margarita, something like that. Yeah. Let's have a drink. So Nulea trackball, and the other one, the mouse, my mouse is the Logitech G604, I believe. So let's have a drink. This is 13% alcohol, I think. Cheers. Pretty good. Though I'm not a drinker, so I don't know exactly what is a fine taste for wine, for booze. Okay, let's begin. So this is fantastic. Let me tell you know this is one of the. It's actually cheap too. It's China cheapo, so it's made in China. China in the past few 5 or 10 years has been producing massively, reasonably good product and cheap. So this is. So let's see what's the best camera. So that okay. So here, so this trackball, it's got this button is the thumb button. This is the left click, and this is the back and forward click, fourth and fifth button, and this is the right click, and the wheel is also fantastic. The wheel feels very good to roll, and it also functions the middle click, so you can click it, but there's no tilt, so you cannot tilt it. Tilt is not that much useful, but anyway, you can click it, and the action, so it's fairly light, so it's very good. It's fairly good. So, and this is wireless, so you got two Bluetooth connections. You can see in the middle. So you got two. Okay, so let me get off that. So let me try again. So you got the middle button is switch between two Bluetooth settings, and the other one is USB dongle wireless. So you got a USB dongle socket here. I'm using it, so it's not here. So you can switch wirelessly between three devices. And this button is for switching trackball speed. You have 5 speed, and this is on and off in case you want to save the battery. So it's rechargeable. You just plug in USB and you'll charge. But when you are charging it, you cannot use it. So that's one of the issue, one of the flaw. So overall, it's very smooth. So I can recommend it. It's super smooth, fantastic. I'm using it right now. So I'm gonna show you my desktop. So the other mouse I've been using for the past 10 years is this one. This is a Logitech G502. G502. And it's also fantastic. And the most fantastic thing about this mouse is the spin wheel. So you can see, okay, so I need to, it's programmable, so I have set it to Linux, button macros, Windows and Mac. So blue is Windows. So this spin wheel, you can push it and it'll spin for 20 or 30 seconds. So this is truly fantastic. So I had this, I've been using it for 10 years. Comments and questions. If you have comments, post it, okay? So am I doing well in my videos? Yeah. So comments and questions, okay? So let me talk about these two devices, the trackball. So on my desktop, I've been using this mouse for 10 years by now, something like that, more than 10. And the most great feature is the spin wheel. So, but I forced myself to use this one. Whenever you buy a device, when you first use it, you may not like it because habit, okay? So you always want to try. If some device you think it's well designed or things like that, you have to try to force yourself to use it for a week or 2 or a month. So I've been forcing myself to use this. When I first tried it, I don't want to change. I just, go back to my habit of this. But I forced myself to use it, and it's pretty good. So I can recommend it, and I can actually just use this instead of that. But now, you see, I have too many devices. It's not good to have, two pointing devices on the right. I also have a trackball here. You can see there's a tiny trackball here. So I have too many devices. I have to use just one. In my case, if I have to choose only one of them, can I like show you this over here? Okay. So in my case, I have to choose one of them. I have to. It's a tie. It's kind of a tie, but I slightly prefer this the mouse because the spin wheel. Because the spin wheel is just fantastic. With this, you have to scroll it, like that. That. It is much better with a spin wheel because you just, you don't. It's like the least effort you have to put in using it. You just, push it and you'll spin. Fantastic. And whenever you want to stop, push it and just tab it and it'll stop, you see. So if I have to make a choice between these two, I would go, but I would go with the Logitech, the spin wheel. But I would say this trackball is just fantastic. Okay, let me switch to my desktop screen so you can see. So you can see I'm using a trackball on the lower left corner. You can see my screen, and I can move the trackball around. I'm using a trackball. So it's fantastic. Now Xah Talk Show, let's go to today's talk show page, and let me tell you what are the features. Smooth ball, 1 USB wireless, 2 Bluetooth, and similar. Okay, so there was this trackball, Microsoft Trackball Explorer, that is considered the best trackball. You go to Amazon, sometimes they sell for $500. It's made around 2001. So this Nulea is actually very similar to this. So some people say this Nulea is a like replacement for this. I actually never used this Microsoft Explorer though. But anyway, so you can see on Amazon, some people sell it for like $500. Let's see, there, $579. Hello to Jack. Hello Nostalgia. What do you think about Logitech MX vertical range? Okay, I'll talk about that. Welcome tablet. Yeah, tablet is also fantastic. You have different devices. Okay, you cannot see my tablet. Okay, by the way, I got a new camera so that so here's my tablet. You see, I have a stack of papers on top of it. And it still works fine. Okay, so let me answer the question one at a time. What do you think about the Logitech MX Vertical? So the Logitech, cheers. So if you go to just search for Xah Ep keyboard, I have 1,000 pages about trackballs, about mouse. Okay, so yeah, Logitech. So let's go to the mouse section, and there's also trackball history. So these are all the trackball currently you can buy. These are the considered the best. Well, some of them. So anyway, so let's talk about the mouse. Yeah, your question. The MX vertical mouse. Okay, so mouse section. So so this one is what I have right now, and I also have this one. It's right there. Why don't I show it? So you see, this is my other trackball. I use it while I'm lying in bed for my Mac. So after today I'm gonna use that one, this one, for lying in bed on my Windows tablet, the Surface Book, this one. And this trackball, I use it on my Mac. It's also superb. Okay, so both of them I can recommend. But which one you like depends on whether you prefer the thumb or the index finger. So this one is great too. So this one is, oh God, they don't have a name on it, but anyway, you can easily find it. Search for on Amazon, you'll find it. So I also have this one. This one is wireless. It's got 6 buttons for the thumb on the side, so it's fantastic. This one is Logitech 604. Okay, so this one is also fantastic. And it's also got a spin wheel. Fantastic. The spin wheel is just just fantastic. By the way, both of them you can press the button here, and then it becomes notched wheel. It no longer spins. If sometimes you prefer that, but I almost never switch to notched mod. Okay, so that's about the the trackballs and mouse. So your question about, let's switch back to my audio check, video check, switch back to my screen. So you were talking about the, can you see my hand? Yeah. So let me show you, since today we are talking about trackball, so let me show you kind of, so you can see my hand using the trackball. One of the great things you want to turn on is hover click. So you see, I never make a click. Oh, there's one issue with this trackball. Okay, let me show you. Let me talk about it. There's one issue about this trackball, which is this thumb button at the bottom is kind of far because I'm Asian, so my hand is not huge. So I felt that, well, I mean, if you always put your hand like that, then it's okay. But usually I don't. So that's one of the technique to avoid repetitive strain injury. When you are not using it, don't fix your hand on the mouse or trackball. Okay, don't always put your hand there. Just leave it. Whenever you are not actively using it, just leave it by. So anyway, I felt this button. That's a left button. It's a bit. I felt it's a bit, it's actually, it's not a reach, it's right there, but I felt it's taking some effort to push it. So a remedy for that is, let me switch back to my screen. So a remedy for that, you can swap the buttons. You can, in our operating system, you can swap the left and right click. Or turn on hover click. Like right now, you see I'm switching windows. You see, switching windows, no Alt Tab, because Alt Tab is one of the worst ergonomic thing. You don't want to do Alt Tab. So you just arrange your windows so that every, about 5 or 6 windows you use most often. For example, this is my Brave browser. This is my Firefox. If I want to go to Emacs, I just nudge the trackball there, go to my Chrome browser, or go to the OBS. So it's all just trackball. I don't click. There's no click at all. So this is what you want to do to avoid RSI. So with this setup, I don't even have to press the left click, like almost never. So that solves that problem. Same thing with the mouse. By the way, if you can see, let's see. You see, this is a mouse. I don't click. I just move it around, and it can switch windows. Whatever windows I want. Almost without any effort at all. For people who use a mouse or trackball, some people have hand pain due to the mouse or trackball, because that click is actually very takes a lot of effort. So if you click, like normally you have to click a lot, like click, 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 click. So with hover click, you don't have that problem. You solve that problem. Okay. Now, in order to turn on hover click, I have tutorials. If you just go to Xah Talk Show today, I have lots of tutorials about how to set up. Just search for Xah Lee keyboard blog, so you can set up hover click on Windows, on Linux, or on the Mac. So switch, so mouse hover to activate Windows. This is for Microsoft Windows. This is for Linux, and this is for Mac. Okay, so you follow these instructions and you can do it. You can just search for Xah Talk Show today. I'll have a link at the bottom of the description, and you can find all the links I talked about. Okay, so you are talking about, so let's go back to the mouse. So you are talking about the Logitech Vertical. Okay, I don't have that one. Okay, so let's go to Logitech Vertical. Check. So Logitech Vertical mouse, MX Vertical. Do I actually have a page about that? No. So actually, I don't know any. I cannot give you opinions about that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have it, and but I do have a page on vertical mouse and ergonomic mouse. So that would be, let's go there, have a look. And also there's left-hand mouse. So if you have hand pain due to mouse, there are several solutions. One is of course get a trackball or trackpad or a vertical mouse. Okay, so let's see, where's the vertical mouse? Okay, mouse hover to raise window, single click to open file. That's a good thing. Swap mouse buttons, set mouse wheel speed, swap mouse right button with left middle click. Okay, so where is how to choose a mouse? Apple mouse. Okay, how to choose a mouse? Okay, so lots of articles. So Apple mouse, ergonomic mouse there. So this is Apple mouse history, and here's ergonomic mouse. So you have quite a few choices. So there it is, Logitech MX. By the way, this girl has a video. She's a great, she's a YouTuber, so she has a great video. You can go check it out. Just search for Xah Lee ergonomic mouse. So there are all these ergonomic mouse, especially in the past 5 years. There's tons of them from China. Originally, there's just a handful. Like this one is one of the original, vertical mouse. The idea of a vertical mouse is that typically when you use a mouse, your hand is like that, flat. This is called pronation. Your natural hand position is like that. So if your hand is always like that, there's some kind of a stress on your tendons, so that's no good, which actually is true. I know, because I type so much on a flat keyboard and that's causes problem. So the idea of vertical mouse is that you don't have to put your hand like that. Rather, it's like that. So there's tons of them today, hundreds of them. But this one, Evolent, is the first. First in what year? Very early, like 2000. Do I have a date? I don't have a date. But this was the first vertical mouse. It introduced the idea. So anyway, so there's a lot. For example, this is the China cheapo. One of the China cheapo. One of my on my YouTube, a friend, he had it. So So anyway, so I don't know. I don't have this one, Logitech. So Logitech came out with a vertical mouse about 2018, 4 years ago. I suppose it's pretty good. but I never use vertical mouse myself. Why? Because like I said, you have to develop a habit. Like, for example, this trackball, if you look at, you see it's slanted. You see it's not flat. It's not flat, but it's like that. So you can see, so which is good. Now, but if you use a mouse, you see it's flat, you see, especially gaming mouse. But what I do is that I do not put my mouse like that all the time. I don't. So I always just, my hand is always just like that. I just nudge the mouse around. If I need to, I grab this side. So my hand is not like that. So that is a important trick for ergonomics if you have hand pen with the mouse. Okay. So since I don't, always like whatever claw style or palm style, I don't do that. So my hand is always just like that. So vertical mouse is not that useful to me. I mean, it's useful, but but it's not critical. But anyway, so that's the idea. So that's about that. And the other thing with vertical mouse, I actually never used it, so I cannot say for sure. But if you do have a vertical mouse, then whenever you need to press the buttons, you have to exert effort. That is, you have to use finger muscles, as opposed to a flat mouse. Because a flat mouse, you can always press it by, like, for example, put your finger in that position. In this style, pressing the button, you do not actually cause any kind of muscle strain, because you are, first of all, using gravity. Okay. But with the vertical mouse, it's hard to do that. So you kind of you have to exert. You have to start to like use the finger muscles a lot. That's what I imagine. I never use it, so I can't say for sure. Okay, that's my opinion about the vertical mouse. Okay, what's next? Let's see. Okay, so we covered that. Let's go back to my page, and let's see what next thing. It's been a while since I did the talk show, so I'm gonna start to do often again. Sorry about that. Oh, I forgot to mention, for those of you still watching, waiting for my review of this. Sorry, I don't have it ready yet. So this is svalboard, svalboard. So let me show it again. So this is the most advanced keyboard. It costs about $800 or $900. Okay, so you can search it online and you'll find it, and you will also find my review, and also my review of it, svalboard, on my YouTube. Okay, it's magnetic switch, but I'm not ready to demo it yet, so you have to wait. Okay, that's svalboard, and let's go back to so what else I want to talk about. So let me show you. So vertical mouse, so let me so just search for keyboard blog, so you can see my review of it. Lots of stuff. So now next, let's see what else. Okay, keyboard shortcut tutorial. Okay, so let's cover that. So when you need to program your keyboard on Linux or on Windows or on Mac or on Emacs, this is my resource. So it has a collection of basically everything you need to know. The best thing is always to buy a programmable keyboard or programmable mouse. By the way, so this one, for example, this one is not programmable. But what if you want to program it? Let's say I want to swap the left button with the right. Then you go to the operating system. So that's when this page, is helpful. But this one, for example, this is programmable. So programmable means that the key macros, whatever you said, is in the memory, is in the device itself. So you can plug it in in any device, and all the keys you set is gonna be the way they are. Instead of, you have to start to program on whenever you bring a mouse or trackball to another machine, you have to, to configure, operating system, swap the mouse buttons and things like that. So first of all, you want a programmable keyboard or mouse. So other than that, but you can program, this, remap keys or mouse. So this is Windows, for everything you need to know on Windows, and everything you need to know on Linux. Okay, all kind of software. I show you what they are. For example, Linux keyboard software. So all these are the greatest software for remapping keys or creating key markers on Linux. So you have, many of these are new in the past 5 years. You have Hawk, you have Xmonad, you have XKeysNail, you have Keydemon, you have Kanata. This is also new in 2022. You have Waidu Tool. This is new in 2018. Then you have classic ones like 20 years ago. You have Xbind Keys and WMCTRL and others. So everything you need to know about Linux, and every key map, key macro software you need to know on the Mac. How do you swap caps lock? How do you swap control key and command key or whatever, escape key? So that's all you need to know here. And of course, there's Emacs. Okay. So what is my next thing I want to talk about? Okay, so let's see, svalboard. Okay, let's see what. Yeah, I think that's about it. Okay, so that's about it. Any other questions? I think that's it for this one for today. 30 minutes, not bad. So I'm gonna start to do more, continue to do live stream. So I think one after, just watch my YouTube, okay? I'll start to do Emac Lisp coding. I've been coding a lot in the past month. My last video is about 3 weeks ago. So I've been doing tons of coding on keyboard, tons of writing on keyboard, on Python, on Emac Lisp, on Wolfram language. So expect my live stream to become more frequent, okay? Any other questions? Talk about LaTeX, XMS Office, LibreOffice. Okay. I don't like thumb rest. What do you mean by thumb rest? Logitech. Okay. So is it true that trackballs are never as precise as mice, even when you get familiar with them? That's not true. Okay. So you have a question about. Basically about trackball versus mouse. There's an article on that. Okay, so here's trackball reviews. So you want to know about trackball versus mouse. So there it is. Trackball versus mouse. How to choose trackball. So on this page, you search it, you'll find it. So I give you a detail about trackball versus mouse. What is the advantage? What is the disadvantage? What is the common consensus? Okay, so your question specifically about trackball is not precise as mouse. That's false. Okay, because as far as precision goes, that just comes down to the DPI, which is basically means the sensitivity of the registering mechanism in a trackball mouse. Today they are all optical, so basically it's the same. Okay, if you buy a trackball that's 20 years old, obviously then it's no good. But for example, many of these, but today's trackball, if you buy today's trackball, many of these are with today's technology. So. And for example, let me show you, for example, let me change the resolution for this one to very low, okay? So let me, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so now you can see it taking me a long time to, I have to roll a lot to move a little, you see. But if I change it again, press and press, now I roll a little, and let's change it again one more time. So now I roll a little, and it goes all the way. So that's about precision. You just set it to low, then you have the finest precision possible. Same thing with the mouse, the DPI, so-called. Okay, so let me set it, change it back. Okay. Okay, you see now it's like very slow, super slow. Like I have to spin the mouse. I mean, I have to like spin the ball. What? Press the wrong button. Okay, so that. So trackball is not less precise than a mouse. However, your question is about, it does make sense because usually a trackball, I mean a mouse, let's see, how to choose a trackball. So a mouse is actually kind of, how shall we say? So if you are playing first-person shooter where you need very fast movement to precise locations in a straight line, then mouse is better. Okay, so that's precisely what first-person shooter games is about. So so I mean, watch the way I use the mouse. Okay, so you see, I don't do that. That's no good. That's gonna get you RSI. I'm kind of like fingertip. I don't even touch the mouse. So let me show. You see, I don't. This is no good. Okay, and this is no good. So I don't. The way I use the mouse is like that. Okay. So that's the benefit of, if you are playing first-person shooter games, then mouse is better. So why should you use a trackball? Many reasons. If you are using a 3D CAD software, if you need to do anything with 3D modeling, usually trackball is better. It's more intuitive. Okay. And how do you choose a trackball? For example, there's thumb ones. There's fingertip ones. The thumb trackball. So depends on person. Some people prefer thumb trackball. Some people prefer the fingertip trackball. But in both cases, you want to avoid moving the finger. Okay, so let me show you. So let's turn this off. So for example, let me show that. So when you use a trackball, do not do things like that. Okay, so for example, normally you put it, you just roll the finger. You try to not do that too much. Instead, you want to move your hand like that. Okay, like that. So you don't move your fingers. Same thing. That's same principle with typing. You don't want, for example, all these thumb keys. You don't want to constantly move your twiddle your thumb like that gets you thumb pain. A lot of people has that thumb pain. So instead, try to move your whole hand. So your hand, think of it as a dummy. So you just move your whole hand and do things. That way you avoid RSI. So let's go back to So oh God, where is this? Where am I? So yeah, okay. So let's switch back to and let's put the trackball back. So yeah, so one of the issue about how the trackball is thumb trackball versus fingertip trackball is your preference, okay? And there are other tips, okay? I think that answered your question, and I think that's it for today. I mean, not only for window Hoover, but any Hoover. Is there a way to enable auto-click drill in Windows? As far as I know, no. So you can enable, so on Windows, you can, I can move my mouse and it will automatically switch windows, but it won't click, because otherwise this is my Twitter, so I move the cursor here, I stop the cursor, it should do a click. That's auto click. But on Windows, you don't have that. I'm not sure there is a software you can install to have that feature. I don't know. But on a Mac, that's what you have, okay, auto click. And on Linux, you can choose one or the other. You can have auto click or just hover to activate window. So okay. So I think that's it for today. Thank you guys for watching. If you like my stuff, go to my website. Go to it, xah.info, and then you scroll down all the way. You can see my Patreon, my Amazon gift card, my PayPal, pay me. Okay, I think that's it for today. Anything else? We're gonna shut down in a minute or two. One more drink. Margarita. Then I'm gonna have dinner with wife. Been coding so much in the past month. Huge amount of Emacs, work on my Emacs tutorial and on my packages. Fantastic. Tiago, hello, bye. Nostalgia, something. Next time, can we discuss the most beautiful mouse trackball, not including functionality if possible? The most beautiful one. The most beautiful by appearance, like girls. We can talk about that right now. So what is the most beautiful mouse? I haven't actually thought about it, if we go purely by appearance. But I can immediately say some of them apply. For example, this one, the appearance, I like it pretty well. But this one is actually not that good because the ergonomic and all. But judged purely by aesthetics, I think this one looks pretty good. Then you have others. Okay, for example, let me show you some funky ones. For example, this one, I have it there in the box. Mouse with keyboard switches. Okay. Not bad. And this one is beautiful. China, another thing made by China. China makes a lot of. China and Japan, their style is very different from American. Americans usually don't care about cuteness. What Americans want is big. The bigger, the better. Power, the more power, the better. Trucks, big trucks. That's American taste. So when you want to buy a mouse or a pen or whatever devices, you don't find these pretty ones. But in Asia, Japan, Taiwan, China, oh my God, everything is like so cute. So for example, you can buy this mouse, very cute. So in women's fashion, and so low free, and also this keyboard. Okay, so that's, the beauty of mouse. So then you have this funky one from Japan, but they don't make it anymore. Funky one from Japan. It's a more kind of a tech looking one. And then you have this one, this from a company from Taiwan. Okay, they name it Bloody, a brand. So you got this Commando mouse. with buttons on top. So, and okay, then this one by Microsoft, it's pretty. This mouse is by Touch. Okay, so it's like a touchpad mouse. I'm not sure they still make it. It's still available. Wow. So it's still available. This one, Touch mouse. What else? What are some other candidates? This one I think is ugly. And this funky one, 2 mouse wheels, which is fantastic functionality, because mouse wheel is one of the, the mechanism, the touch feel mechanism, how you operate with the device, the interface of the wheel for human hand is particularly great for any kind of function that involves previous or next. For example, forward word, backward word, page up, page down, scroll up, scroll down, volume up, volume down, and next tab, previous tab. You want a wheel. Wheel is the best thing, So this mouse got 2 wheels. It's really great. And then you have the thumb wheel mouse. Okay, this one is pretty. Okay, so yeah, so then you got the DJ mouse. It's got the DJ wheel. It's very interesting. I don't have it. Okay. And then this one is very fancy looking. It's also, I don't think they make it anymore. So, it's like a turtle. Interesting mouses. Oh, and this one is kind of pretty. It's like a shark. With instead of a squirrel wheel, it's got a squirrel ball for your thumb. So I don't have it. It's made by Jellycomp, which is pretty cheap. I think a German company. Okay, that's it. Bye, guys.